This is a product tutorial for Sense, a whole-of-government business intelligence tool that allows government officers to query their databases in natural language. In today's tutorial, we're going to see how creating context within your conversation with Sense drastically improves its performance. We will still be working with our mock-live event dataset in this video. Recall from our previous tutorial that we couldn't just ask Sense a high-level query and expect it to answer it properly. We couldn't just simply ask Sense to answer how many divorces occurred within 5 years of a marriage. We learned that we had to break down a problem into smaller tasks and then get Sense to answer them one by one. Otherwise, Sense would likely fail to produce a meaningful output. However, there is another technique we use in prompt engineering known as the creation of context. We are now going to see how the insertion of an additional question right before a high-level question creates sufficient context for Sense to perform better. Suppose after asking what data sets it has, we now ask Sense to print out the first 10 rows of the dataset. Now, let's try asking Sense the same question. How many divorces occurred within 5 years of a marriage? Interestingly, with the additional context generated from our previous question, Sense is now able to produce a meaningful output. We see that by creating additional context through an intentional question, Sense understands the dataset a little more to make higher level queries possible. This technique does not work all the time, but it can be quite a useful tool in your arsenal to increase Sense's performance. In summary, sometimes we can ask additional queries to increase the context given to Sense. When asked right before a high-level query, it has a chance to increase the performance of Sense.